real estate world. I'm billion-dollar producing mega agent Tim Soika and the host of the Tough Talk podcast. The Weimer's Insurance Group is one of the top independent insurance companies in the country, featuring hundreds of providers. They've recently saved my wife and I over $6,000 versus a rival insurance provider. So for a chance for high-quality insurance for home, auto, business, or if you're a developer and need site development, make sure to reach out to the Weimer's Insurance Group. You can call them at 281-344-2557 or weimersinsurance.com. That's WIEMERS insurance.com. So if you like saving money, or as an agent, if you need to save a deal, reach out now. "22 years ago, I got my license at Champions Real Estate School, and years later followed it up by getting my broker's license. These two licenses have allowed me to change my and my family's fortune for decades. My guest today is Rita Santamaria. She's the CEO, owner, and founder of that school, the largest real estate school in Texas and one of the largest in the United States. She's an icon in Texas real estate. From her position, few people have seen the changes in our profession, industry, and economy more than Rita, making her ideally suited to give you the tough advice you need today to thrive in the real estate world. Remember, I can't want success for you more than you want it for yourself. So my job is to bring you great, big, fantastic guests, and we've done that today. No guest has seen more agents succeed or fail because of their devotion to education. So pop in your headphones and let's start today's Tough Talk. Today's guest can offer our subscribers the tough advice they need to shorten their path to success. Rita founded the Champions Real Estate School in 1983, again, now the biggest in Texas. She's been listed as one of Houston's 50 most influential women. In addition, she's a respected podcaster, and Houston Business Journal listed her as one of the top 5 CEOs in the area. Her book, Successful Tendencies of Real Estate Champions, can help you launch your career and improve it. Welcome today's guest, Miss Rita Santamaria. Thanks for being on today.
Thank you, Tim.
It's kind of tough to sit there and hear good things about yourself sometimes. You handled it well.
It is.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was thinking, okay, that's enough.
That's enough. Yeah, it is tough hearing that
thank
sometimes.
you. It's nice to hear.
All right. In an earlier podcast, I mentioned that if you get your real estate license, you can take it 1,000 different directions. And few people represent that more than you do. You actually started before you had Champions Real Estate School. How many campuses now, by the way?
6.
In Houston, Dallas.
Well, 2 in Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio.
Wow.
And then we have online campus, and then we have virtual campus.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's our brick and mortar that are campuses that we are so proud of because
Absolutely.
they're situated in the metro plexus of our wonderful Texas.
But that all started with you
It did.
years ago getting a real estate license. And were you not happy with the education opportunities you saw? So first tell us about how you got into real estate, and then how did that become going into real estate education?
Okay, I'll make it really fast.
Okay.
So, background education, Florida State University.
Okay.
Taught school.
Go
in my
Seminoles, right?
20s.
Seminoles.
Go Seminoles.
There we go.
Taught school for a little bit, but I looked like the kids I was teaching because I was so young. And my dad, who was a farmer in South Florida, said, "Why don't you try real estate? I've always thought about real estate." And I said, "Okay, well, if I can make as much selling real estate as I am as a school teacher," which that
That's
goal
success.
was really low at that time, then why don't you do that? So I went into real estate in Dallas, and within the first 7 months, I made more than what I would make annually as a school teacher.
Yes. Which is terrible. Pay teachers more.
Which teachers need way more because they lose people like myself. You just don't get paid enough. So moved to Houston, and to this day, I don't know who gave my name to Houston Community College, but I got a random phone call asking if I would teach a real estate course at HCC.
Oh, wow.
And I've always, in my mind, told myself, you can do anything you tell yourself you can do. They asked me on a Thursday. I taught the class on Monday.
Wow.
And it was a room full of wonderful adults who love to learn. Adults are great learners. And I fell in love with real estate, drove my big old real estate Cadillac car to Austin, Texas to find out what do I do to open a real estate school. And I always tell my kids, or anyone that cares to listen, I connect the dots backwards. It took me a year to get my prospectus together, to get my curriculum together, to do everything I needed to do for the state. But had I not been a teacher, I wouldn't have known how to do those things. Yeah. Had I not gone into real estate in Dallas, I would not have known how to teach real estate.
Right.
So that's how it came together. And it was just a lot of mental decisions that you can do whatever you truly put your mind to do if you don't give up.
You know, it's funny, teachers, and you know this probably better than most, make some of the best real estate agents because you're such a service-based person. And in real estate, you have to be so service-based. So, by the way, teachers, we love you. Please stay where you are. We need you in the education system. But I've seen so many teachers succeed in real estate.
They do.
Yeah.
And I tell them that. I walk in my classrooms to say thank you for your business.
Oh, yeah.
And I will ask people, what are your different walks of life you came from? Because either someone lost their job yesterday, so they're in real estate school, changing careers, or they saved all their money to change careers. We get a lot of teachers, and I tell them straight out, teachers make excellent real estate
You have to be service-oriented first. If you worry about making money, you don't make any. If you worry about helping people, you make money.
Exactly.
Simple as that.
The money will come.
So in your chair, we've had people that took their real estate license and became developers. We have people who have become builders. We have very successful mega agents. And you can get to all of those paths. I love that you can get from all of those paths with the real estate license from Champions Real Estate School. But you can get to all of those paths through real estate education.
Right.
What are some of the more unusual classes that people might not think when they think of a real estate school? I know you offer, for instance, inspector's license, appraising license.
We offer appraisal.
Tell us about some of the things people might not think you can get there.
Okay. Well, first of all, they don't realize it's the same requirement whether you're going into residential or commercial real estate.
True.
It's 180 hours or 6 courses.
Okay.
Now, once you take the courses, you can decide to go into farm and ranch. You can go into property management. Right. You can just work with investors. You can certainly be in residential sales. You can be in any kind of commercial area that you want. You definitely will need it if you're going to be an appraiser, but appraisers have their own licensing requirement, but many of them go ahead and take real estate classes because they want to know what they're actually talking about, the words, the terms. We have inspection. We have lending. So a lot of agents will have 2 licenses. It's legal. You can be a loan officer. You can be a real estate professional. You just make sure you disclose everything. We don't give our opinion on whether we think that's a good idea or a bad idea. We just always go with the law.
I think the best thing you can do is find out and learn as much as possible. Our last guest just talked about that. The single best thing she talked about is investing in yourself and continuing to get an education. People have to do real estate license renewals, and that's great. But I think the people who do it the best are people that are going out and seeking, like, when I felt it was time, I wasn't due for class, but I went ahead and got my luxury certification from you guys because I felt that was a very valuable tool to have in our tool belt. So
it is.
For agents, I highly recommend luxury.
Thank you. And staging is excellent.
Actually, I took that class, and it's funny when a old white straight male goes in and starts giving staging advice. I literally had to go hire someone because I would give advice, and then I would send her in, and she would give the exact same advice. But coming from me, but I actually...
We can tell you how to put that throw on the end of the bed.
Exactly.
Fold your towels.
I can do pillows on a bed like you would not believe. But again, coming from me, it wasn't valid. But it's still nice to have when you
It
walk in a
is.
room and you can tell the houses that really need to be staged. So, yeah, that's a great one, the staging certificate.
It is. One of my favorite that I recommend to everyone is accredited buyer rep understanding new construction.
Oh, wow.
So it's just a one-day course. It's the ABR elective. Accredited buyer rep is the certification designation, but there's a one-day add-on, and it's how to understand new home construction. And in that one day, you are literally, after maybe 4 or 5 hours, we are literally taking like large oversized cards and building a house so that you know all the terms. When you're showing a new home, you know when the builder throws out something, you look like you do understand what's going on. You're not going to be a builder,
Right.
but you're going to be educated enough to come across that you're smart.
And go out and visit the builders too. I can tell you which builders pour what types of foundation. I can tell you which builders use bigger wood for framing. I can tell you which builders use which windows. So after that class, go out and visit as many builders as you can too.
Exactly.
My most useful thing that I got from you guys is Connie pulled me aside a few months, and I told us when you and I did our podcast, as soon as I qualified to be a broker, get your license right then.
Absolutely.
Because they keep making the standards harder.
They keep increasing the hours.
And I can't remember how few it was. It was like 150 hours. It was something ridiculously small when I got it. I don't know what the hours are for brokerage license now, but I know it's more. As soon as you can get your broker's license, get it. Even if you don't act like a broker, there's no better letters you can have behind your name than broker's license. So.
Because the general public, they don't know ABR.
No.
They don't know luxury. They don't know staging. They don't know those other letters, but they do know what a broker means. They know that with your broker's license, you have a lot more credibility, and they will ask you point blank, do you have a broker's license?
Right.
And you want to be able to say yes.
Yeah. To me, my favorite part is when somebody calls you, an agent who's done like 3 deals, and said, Tim, I have my broker's license. I have my broker's license. And you're like, yeah, so do I. Right? So just to be able, when that person calls you, to try to hold it over your head, just look, I have it too. Let's just take that off the table. I know you're trying to flex.
We're both educated.
We're fine.
We're good.
All right, so back to today's theme, education. You wrote an incredible book, Successful Tendencies of Real Estate Champions. Tell us a little bit about that book. What's your favorite lesson from it? What made you write that book?
Those are all stories of students that came through the school that I got to know. And their stories are always so uplifting and amazing. I love to tell the story of one broker, very well known in the Dallas area, who couldn't pay for his classes. And so our wonderful counselor said, well, what are you doing? And he said, I work at Papados and I get paid tips. And she said, well, then just pay one at a time. And he did, paid for one course at a time, got all of his hours. And his very first buyer happened to be a very famous athlete. Random. If you can believe it, a famous athlete just picked up the phone and called this office. And he happened to get the phone call. That famous athlete thought this agent had been in business forever because he walked the walk and talked the talk, dressed professionally, acted like he had been at it a long time. And that particular transaction literally snowballed into multiple transactions. Today, he has a large real estate company in the Dallas area. They all know him. They all love him. But telling that story just shows people come from all walks of life and can be successful. So I just take those different real life situations and put them in the book.
So 2 things. Pick up the phone as often as possible. And then when you do get that call, educate yourself so you're prepared to take it. And one thing I take more seriously than most people, dress the part. Oh my God.
Oh, yes.
Oh, just dress the part.
Yes.
And while you don't have to wear a suit every day, I recommend it, but dress the part. It's
a real problem in today's world.
It is.
And people are very sensitive about that. More and more brokers have asked us, would you please talk more about dressing for success? And it's in our marketing book. You always look amazing. It is still true when you look like you're successful,
Right.
people assume you're successful and more intelligent.
I was at a funeral the other day, which was sad that I was at a funeral, but a guy came up to me and he goes, "You didn't even have to change what you wear." There were 3 of my buddies there that put on a suit for the first time in years. By the way, one of the guys wore boat shoes with a suit. Don't do that. But my point is, I dress like that every day.
You do, I know.
Yeah, literally. I had the suit. I have a black suit. I already had it prepped. Had it ready to go.
You do, every day.
All right, so let's discuss a few of your favorite real estate books.
Okay. Well, most definitely the one that comes to mind, number 1, is called No Excuses. And I hope you all will write this down. No Excuses is absolutely awesome for anything that you want to do, but you give excuses to yourself. And you want to lose weight. There's chapters on mindset, but mainly it has to do with sales. It has to do with, as you think, so do you perform.
Right.
And I give No Excuses out to all of our new hires within Champion School of Real Estate. All of our teachers need it. Then I like Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Love that book.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad gives you a lot of insight into how to be a rich dad, frankly.
And the follow-up book, Cash Flow Quadrant, to that book is, it's like the next level. I love Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I've probably read Rich Dad, Poor Dad 10 times.
Yeah. And The Millionaire Next Door.
Great book.
Because there are so many millionaires that, A, don't look like a millionaire, but B, in today's world, it really aggravates me that now we're talking billionaires like left and right. And I'm like, this isn't fair. This isn't right. Right. Where did we springboard from millionaires to billionaires?
Right.
But there are many people that don't look like they're millionaires, that are your next door neighbor or the person that you meet standing in line at McDonald's that need what you can offer to help them.
Now, there's a different levels of buying a Ferrari, but if someone's buying a Ferrari from they just have so much money that they need it as a tax expense, that's one thing. But usually when I see someone driving a really expensive car, my first thought is fool, right? Now, when I was a kid, it was like, oh,
cool.
Wow. But now it's like, oh, what? I mean, they could have put a down payment on their next investment home. I know I'm a realtor.
There's the key.
Right, yeah. But he could have taken that Porsche and put the down payment on an investment home, which goes up in value, and Porsches generally go down in value. 911s maybe, depending on how you take care of them. But my point is, that person could have bought real estate. The one I love too is What Every Real Estate Investor Should Know About Cash Flow. I love that book. But I think the books you mentioned are incredible. I need that No Excuses book. I love that.
I'm going to send it to you.
Henry Ford, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right.
You're right.
I live by that quote. Yeah.
Love that.
You've seen agents use education to greatly benefit themselves and their business.
Yes.
What is a really good example you've seen of an agent just using their education as a springboard to taking their business to the next level?
Okay, I'm going to tell you that I firmly believe when you go into real estate, there is a twofold reason. One is obviously to make money for your family, for yourself, pay your bills, have hopefully a nice existence. But the other is to build your own wealth. Right. And when people say to you, they might say to you that if you're going to work for somebody else, you don't need a real estate license. No, you really do. Because, for example, if you were working for a company that were buying properties that are pre-foreclosure or distressed properties, and maybe a wholesaling company, they have the formula for the houses they want to buy, or the shopping centers or whatever. But when you work for that company and you don't have a license, there are thousands of other people that you have sat down at the kitchen table and talked to, that if you had a license, you could have either listed their house and or referred them to someone.
Right.
But if you don't have a license, you can't do that. My absolute belief is if you are in real estate because you believe in real estate, don't buy the Porsche.
Right. Buy a house.
Don't buy the Ferrari. Buy your house, and then hopefully you can hold on to that house when you can buy another one, and then keep it as an investment property.
There's a line that I use too much on this podcast. You don't get into real estate to learn how to sell real estate. You get into real estate to learn how to buy real estate. Every person you sell a piece of real estate to is teaching you good lessons and bad lessons about what not to do. I've seen people do things that's like, oh, that is nuts. But I learned from it. And then I've been taught some genius things by people who have bought real estate with me. So you really get into real estate, if you're smart, to learn how to buy as much real estate as possible. We had a guest a couple weeks ago, John Martin, and he owns so much more real estate than I do. And I was just so impressed that he owned 50 different types of different pieces of real estate. Some long-term investment, long-term rentals, short-term rentals. I think he owns a boat, but he just owns all these different things.
Admirable.
Yeah,
really
he just he owns a small apartment complex, and just how smart is it to just keep buying real estate?
Right. Even if you can only afford to go way out of town and buy 2 acres of raw land, start somewhere.
Right.
Start somewhere.
Buy something. Yeah.
Buy something.
And by the way, few things go up in value more than raw land, so that's not a bad thing. So you mentioned that your daughter is now the president of your company.
Champion School of Real Estate.
So she's part of your success team. That has to be
She is.
incredible to have your daughter be the president of something that you started in 1983 by driving to Austin.
Yes. I'm so glad you brought that up. Kimberly Didelowitz, my daughter, who offices at our Dallas location, she graduated from college, again, years back, 26 to be exact, and walked into my office. It was the first location we had in North Houston. And after she graduated from college, she said, okay, Mom, I'm ready to join the family business, which was my business.
Right.
And I said, no, you need to work for a real boss, not your mom. And
what great advice. Yeah.
Yeah, but fairly soon, within that time period, one of my career counselors moved to Colorado. My daughter was living with 3 other girlfriends, like in the Heights area in an apartment. And she knew that I was going to be advertising for this open position. So on a Sunday afternoon, she came and visited me at our house and said, I'm here to interview for the job. And that was 26 years ago. 4 hours later, I hired her, and it was the best decision I can honestly say I've ever made in my life. Kim and I learned over the years how to be mom and daughter.
Separately.
And separate from business, employer.
That's hard.
She literally is a wonderful leader.
Nice. And
I am extremely proud of all of the tasks that she's taken off my plate. And she does a very, very, very good job. And most of the expansion was successful because when I wanted to open a school in San Antonio, Kim said, I'll just pick up and move there to open it.
Wow.
And she took her son and my little 2-year-old grandson and her family and moved to San Antonio, and we didn't have the school built out yet. She would go real estate office to real estate office selling correspondence courses.
Oh, wow.
And so every expansion, she moved her family to that location in order to get it up and running. So I truly do owe her a ton of thank yous.
She's your pioneer.
She is my sweetheart pioneer,
That's
smart
awesome.
as heck daughter.
Right. So she's a big part of your success team. Who are some other members of your success team, the people who make you and Champions Real Estate School what it is?
Well, I would absolutely be totally wrong if I didn't say our students, people like yourself. I started out teaching real estate all over the state of Texas. I would leave on a Sunday evening and I would teach 2 days, Abilene, McAllen, El Paso, Austin,
Wow.
and then drive home. But those people literally would say to me, Rita, if you'll build a school in our area, we'll come. And they did.
Oh, wow.
So longtime loyal students are number one, success. Number two would be my senior vice president, Kurt Knobloch. He offices in San Antonio and Austin. And he is most definitely the online graphics, social media guru. He's been with me for over 15 years. And
I love they all have such different skill sets than you.
They do.
Right.
And my other senior executive vice president, Debbie Blazes, is head of HR and does a multitude of other jobs. But I have fantastic campus managers.
You do.
Wonderful career counselors. They all make me look good. But the bottom line, I can't say it enough, is thank you to people like yourself that are longtime loyal customers. But with that comes a lot of responsibility.
It does.
We cannot let you down. Every class has to be something where you learn something.
I think so. And if you don't take something from a class, that's on you. That's on the student. It's not on. There's always incredible things. It's funny. I think I've talked about I have such loyalty, but you talked about it's not just me. I call Connie every time. She's who I call. And she's been at like 4 different campuses that
she has.
And I'll find her to schedule my classes with Connie because that's what I do. And you said people have such loyalty to your campus counselors. I just think that's kind of cool.
They do.
They all call someone different each time.
Yeah,
so.
there are people that will say, I'm only going to talk to Elizabeth. I'm only going to talk to Stephanie. I'm only going to talk to April. But they made that connection.
Right.
And I told Connie when I saw you last time that you bragged about her. She's been with me 24 years.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I can't believe she's been there a lot. All right. So this is always one of the tougher sections, the state of the market.
Sure.
So when I got into real estate, you might be able to answer this question. There were 24 to 25,000 agents in the Houston area, which seemed like a ton. How many agents are in Houston now? I think I heard in the 40s, but I don't know.
It is. It's almost 50,000.
Almost 50,000 agents in Houston. Right. I joke around, you can't swing a dead cow without hitting 3 realtors, right? And there's always, of those 50,000, somebody's having a great year.
Right.
Somebody is, of the 50,000, somebody would have to be.
Yes.
And I always say it's not the market issue. But
not.
Tell us, first of all, what do you think about the real estate market right now? And what are the best things people can do to adjust to any real estate market?
Okay. Excellent question. And the first thing I'm going to say is from the time you get your license, your goal must be to find investors.
Okay.
Find investors because whether it's an up market or a down market, you're always going to have business because investors buy whether it's an up market or a down market. That's what they do. And obviously, we know there are tons of companies out there, and that is their full-time job. But as a real estate new person, you must put together with your centers of influence, your wonderful list, no matter how you have your list put together, you must put as your top priority to find investors. In other words, in a down market, just take last year, one new person who found and worked, and I'll tell you how they found them, investors did $10 million their first year.
Wow.
They didn't close a gazillion different houses. They were able to work and with like 4 investors that bought multiple houses because it was a down market.
Wow.
So always knowing in an up market, everybody's just literally having a good time.
Right.
In a down market, you've got to rely on understanding foreclosures. You have to understand the importance of being in touch with your centers of influence every market, every month, every up cycle, every down cycle. Because in a down cycle, talk to all of those centers of influence, your friends that you did business with. It's a great time to buy. start your first investment house right now. It's a great time to buy.
One of the best things is creating an investor. Like I've had investors that I was their first deal and then they went on to do multiple deals. And then some of them, I have one guy who's promoted himself so far beyond me. He buys like strips of the coast now.
There you go.
But he started with me, and that's an incredible feeling.
And they
remember you in many ways. I get to sell his houses.
Remember you. They're
Yeah.
loyal to you.
Right.
They might think, well, I could buy this myself, but no, Tim
Right.
was so helpful. They're going to stick with you.
So a really interesting, a few months ago, not years ago, about a year ago, I went to my team and said, you can make a living doing onesies. So come list my house. I'm going to sell a home for you one at a time. But you make your fortune with investors, but I didn't call them investors. So investors is one way to put it. But with the multiple transaction people, there are certain builders who can give you 20 transactions.
Yes.
I talked to an agent the other day. I was doing a transaction with them, and I couldn't figure out why we weren't that important to him. And the reason we weren't is we were the smallest thing he had going. He makes $1.5 million a year in commissions because he has 2 or 3 chain accounts that he helps lease out. So not investors, but also not a onesie. You know, people who have to lease multiple buildings, multiple retail centers with him. He works with national accounts, and it all started by getting the first one, right?
The first one.
So you can make a really good living in real estate doing what I call onesies, listings, and buyers. But you make a fortune when you find your investors or multiple transaction sellers and buyers.
They are multiple transaction clients. Right. They sure are.
Get educated. So delve into a niche. That's the one. So the piece of advice I would give to deal with the market, if you find a niche that you are so much better at than everyone else. I know a guy who just does churches, which is not a niche I would want to be in. But that's what he does. We talked to a guy a couple days ago who's in the bond market, and they do bonds for schools. So he sells defunct schools.
Wow. That's a niche.
but one defunct school that he's selling is $13 million.
Wow.
You can make a whole lot of money selling $13 million defunct schools, I guess. So
I've been amazed.
Go find a niche.
Find your niche.
Right.
And maybe your niche is truly like farm and ranch.
Right.
And yet maybe out of that, your niche is really how to price the pasture versus anything else, or vice versa. There are so many niches. And you hit the nail on the head. Find your niche. Onesies take so much time.
They do.
But when you can be that agent that's dealing in multiples, that's the direction you want to go.
Well, and if your onesies are $15 million office buildings, that's different.
That's not bad.
That's different than $120,000 houses, but still.
Yeah, or if your onesies even $1 million or $500,000.
So you mentioned farm and ranch. Can I tell you my funniest farm and ranch story? So in Katy, one year, I sold 2 ranches. 2. And I ran the stats. No one had sold more than 2. So I was running ads all year. Katy's #1 farm and ranch agent.
That's pretty amazing.
And for like
2 ranches in Katy?
Yeah,
wow.
and for like 3 years, I was Katy's #1 farm and ranch agent. And I was selling 2 or 3 a year. It didn't take a lot.
Did you wrap your van with that?
No, but I was advertising that for a while. And then one year I wasn't. And I kind of, how do I put this? I'll get hot on something, then not. And I kind of walked away. But for a while, farm and ranch, I was doing really well with farm and ranch.
I have to tell you,
you get to wear boots, which is cool.
I interviewed some of the most interesting brokers around Texas that live out in the farm and ranch areas. Right. And how they get business and promote themselves is just really incredible.
And they have fun lives. The farm and ranch guys have fun lives.
Yes.
I got a steer thrown in a real estate deal one time. I'm still proud of that. On the non-realty item addenda, steer. I had a steer.
And that was probably important.
On a non-realty item. I'm still proud of it. I wanted to frame that. I don't know if I ever did.
That, yes.
Yeah. All right. So what are the biggest mistakes that you see agents make?
Biggest mistakes, not returning phone calls or texts or emails quickly enough.
Yeah.
If you don't return it right away, you've lost your prospect to Tim. That's how it is. People want you to reply, communicate right away. That's a huge mistake.
Real estate's a right now business.
Right now.
And answer the phone with a good attitude. It's hard when you've been going all day and you get that guy that calls you at 9:30 at night.
Exactly. But you got to sound like you are ready, willing, and able. Exactly.
It's hard to do, but the best agents do it. All right, so mine is champions related. Stop resting on your laurels. Just because you have your broker's license, go get more educated. It's great that you have your broker's. Just go get more. The best thing you can do is continually educate yourself. At Champions, reading real estate books. The single best thing you can do is not rest on the awards you won 2 years ago.
That's excellent.
I get out of bed every day and I put my foot on the floor, and I have this routine. I put my foot on the floor and I say, you haven't sold anything yet today. And I have to remind myself that I may have had a great day yesterday. I may have wrapped up a $12 million project, but I haven't sold anything yet today. I interviewed for a big project Thursday, but I didn't interview for a big project Friday or Monday. So what have I done today? And just don't rest on your laurels. Don't rest on your education laurels, your past sales. I don't need to hear about your past successes when you call me. Don't explain to me that you used to do a lot of business.
What are you going to do for me today?
Just act like you do business. Yeah, just act like it. Biggest mistakes you've made?
Biggest mistakes I've made.
And this is a woman who's built a multi-million-dollar business with a lot of campuses, but she's made mistakes. We all do.
Of
What's
course.
the biggest mistake you've made?
I would say probably liking the interview of someone that I've hired, because I like their personality. They are very sales oriented, and I go with that personality, and yet maybe for the position, the person really should have been a more analytical type. But because I'm a sales influential, I tend to gravitate towards the same personality. And yet in certain areas, like a Connie, Connie is a driver analytical. And you need all personalities in your company. I would also say not expanding soon enough.
People think when they add a person, hey, I'm adding someone, their salary is $60,000, I need $60,000 saved. You don't. You need enough money saved to pay their salary for 3 months. And if they don't work out, let them go. And at the end of that 3 months, if you have plenty of money, that was the right hire.
It was the right hire.
Keep paying them.
Yeah.
I will say here, so you said something that's really important. So several years ago, my wife's only done this one time. She interviewed this lady and she said, Tim, you're hiring this lady. And my wife never does that. She analyzed this lady and she goes, Tim, this is the lady you're hiring. And she interviewed with our salespeople, and all of our salespeople go, this is not the right person for the job. She is not, you are not going to hire her. She is not the right person for the job. She is, nope. And she wasn't a salesperson. We were hiring the lady, the woman, she's older than me a little, to be a closer. A closer is a systematic, licensed person that doesn't want to sell, but they love the legal behind it.
Exactly.
So
cross every T, dot the I.
She was in a room with these salespeople, and they're like, well, she's not like us. I don't need her to be like you. And she only got hired, to be fair. I probably would have listened, but my wife explained, you are hiring this person. She's been with me 10 years. She's incredible.
Your wife knew exactly what you needed.
Yeah, this was the person that, you're right. I want to hire that high energy person like me. But this person is medium energy.
Same example.
Never up or down, but she was perfect for that job. And I probably honestly wouldn't have hired her without my beautiful wife, Lori Soika. So,
well, tell her congratulations.
Yeah.
I'm going to springboard off that a little bit and just say, when we are with sellers, buyers, we really need to try to pick up on their personality energy. And if we are that energetic influencer, and the seller is more analytical, we need to flip over and sort of parrot their style.
All right, so I'm going to look right in the camera for this. You ready? All right, and there's a reason I am. So there's a profile called the disc profile. You know the disc
Exactly.
profile. So there's the driver. I
Right.
forget what I is, but it's the talker.
It's the
Right.
influencer.
Influencer, yes.
Feeler,
S
yeah.
is the stable person.
Right.
And C is like the person who
Compliant.
compliant. But they also like
Conscientious.
they have like a calculator in their head.
Yes.
So 4 very different personality profiles. And I'm going to give you a cheat where you can tell which one the person is every time. You ready? Send a pre-listing packet. If they don't know they received it, didn't read it, that's your D.
I love it.
If they thought about reading it and just want to talk to you about it, that's the I.
That's the I. Let's talk about it.
If they read it and are worried about everything in it, that's the S.
That's your S.
And if you show up and they did everything you told them to do, that's the C.
And said, what else can we do?
What else can we do? So if you show up and they already have their survey pulled and they're ready to go, that's the C. If they show the best thing with the D's, by the way, when I show up and I have another D in the room, I show up and go, look, I could go through the whole presentation, or we can just sign the paperwork and I'll save you 2 hours.
And they're going to say, let's sign
Let's
it
go.
and go.
Right. That's how you sell a D. How you sell the I is you want to talk about their hobbies.
You've got it.
Right. How you sell the S is you let them voice their concerns. And you know it's the C because they're prepared for you to be there.
Totally.
It's so easy, right? It's so easy.
is.
Yeah. That tip I just gave you can
Tim,
get you 1,000 listings.
It
1,000
will.
listings.
You totally have them down.
Right. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
All right,
and then
so-
they think you're just like them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right. So for today, since we're talking about education, I think the biggest mistake you can make is take the classes you have to take and not take the classes you want to take. Sure, take the classes you have to take for your license, but look for a class you want to take and take it.
And your example of the luxury
I
class
love the
is
luxury
a great
class.
example. My favorite right now is the military relocation. Everyone in San Antonio and Fort Worth at those campuses should take military relocation.
Oh, yeah.
That course tells you all of the ins and outs of lead generation with military. And with our 2 huge bases in Texas, it's a fun, good course. It really is. You learn a lot.
All right. So this is my favorite part of the podcast. It is the tough talk. So the side note, do you drink alcohol at all? I'm an Irish whiskey
Yes,
drinker.
I do.
All right. What's your favorite drink?
Wine.
Okay. So I want you to picture yourself 2 glasses of wine in.
Okay.
The tough advice you would give someone you really care about that you would not give in just a normal, polite business setting.
Okay.
The really tough advice you would give somebody. You're going to look right in the camera and give the toughest advice you can possibly give that person 2 drinks in.
I love you a lot, and or you are a great friend, but you only have one time to make a first impression. And you need to cover up those tattoos when you're out visiting with the public. And you also need to make sure that you're not wearing any body accessories like a nose ring, like an eyebrow ring, when you are a professional out meeting and greeting the public, and the income that you want to make is based on your first impression, because you are now competing with this other person over here that doesn't have all those distractions, and they just come across as being better decision makers. So my tough talk would be, you don't have that second chance to just be you in the way you want to have yourself all tatted. Because that is a big, huge problem we have in today's world.
So if someone shows up in interviews with me, they should know in advance how I dress. Everybody will tell them how I dress. And I have person after person. I had a woman come in an interview with me wearing body glitter. Didn't get the job. I had a guy come up in not cut off, but the jeans with all the holes in them. And they look cool. And he explained to me they were a $300 pair of jeans, but I'm still not going to hire
cool
them.
On a Friday night.
Right. So when you go to a job interview, and every time you go on a listing appointment,
Yes.
it's a job interview.
It's a job
Every time you meet
interview.
with a buyer, it's a job interview. You can't see my tats today. I mean, I have the full sleeve, but I'm wearing the suit.
Right.
So no, I don't. But you would never, if I do have them, you're not going to be able to see
You're
them
not
on an
gonna see
interview.
them.
My tough talk is a little different. Don't tell me about your degrees and certifications. Show me you've earned them. Act like you've been there before. Get online, find out as much as you can. I post all my listing information online. Don't call me and ask me stupid questions. Act like you have a broker's license if you have one. Act like you are educated if you are. Don't tell me you are. Show me you are. Show me how educated you are. Show me how professional you are. That's how I believe you have a broker's license. That's how I believe you're more educated than me. And I want to be in a room with someone that I can learn from. Show me that. I'm looking to learn more than you can imagine. I want to learn from you. Don't tell me I'm going to. Show me. So that's my tough talk today.
Perfect.
All right. So Rita, dress professionally, look the part. Me, act the part.
It's still important, even in this day and time.
Right.
And people still sort of judge your intelligence.
Right.
And you're in the profession of being your own boss. So it's a tough subject. It is.
All right. So this is our time for our guest shout out.
Okay.
So your shout out for Champions Real Estate School. There's a lot of real estate schools out there. I personally always use Champions Real Estate School, but there's a lot of real estate schools out there. Why should someone reach out to your school, and why should they use Champions, not just to get their real estate license, but to continue to level up?
Because you will find their competitors, and the only way they can compete with Champions School of Real Estate is price. So they will give you a very low price, and yet what did you learn that's going to help you make more money in your profession? Our goal is everything we do, updated information, wonderful instructors. Everything we do is going to be information to help you be more successful.
Champions Real Estate, what's the phone number they can call, and what's the website?
281-893-4484 is Houston.
Okay.
And or 800-284-1525 and www.championschool.com. Be sure you put the 2 S's in there, championschool.com. We appreciate your business, and that has allowed us to grow over these 42 years to be the largest real estate school in the nation.
One thing I want to stress to you is absolutely express yourself. That's great. You can express yourself all you want. Several years ago, I had someone that I used, and they chose to post their whole life story on Facebook, and that's great. If you want to do that, you absolutely can. But then I also have a choice not to use you. So I think Rita gave us a good lesson. Present yourself professionally. Also present yourself professionally online. You know who buys homes?
Yes.
Republicans. You know who else does? Democrats. You know who else does? Independents. I never let anybody know which one I am.
I love that advice.
Right.
Yes.
Right. You know who buys homes? People who go to really good parties and people who don't. But I'm not going to show you which parties I'm at.
Exactly.
So be professional online too. You can share those other photos privately with your people. A quick shout out to our producer Pablo and Kevin Massey here at Go Long Studios. Find them, use them. In upcoming episodes, we have some of the top agents in the Houston area, one of the greatest luxury agents I've ever met. If you enjoyed today, follow us on our socials. And if you know anyone buying or selling, you can reach out to us here in Houston at 877-313-SELL or visit us at ctimsell.com. Thanks, Rita, for being here today.
Thank you so much. I loved it.